What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello!
And tonight we are going to continue with more collection critiques. And if you want to subscribe to the uncut Patreon edition for the $5 level, where you get this and Sit Down Saturday and tons of other different reviews, you can also hear us tell the dreadful story of the Robert D. family hamster, which is
S'mores.
Absolutely, rest in peace, s'mores. God bless the dead when it comes to s'mores. But it's absolutely
Maybe she's not. Maybe she's just in stasis.
It's one of the funniest. It's one of the funniest things you will hear in 2024, and I can only guarantee you that because it's one of the funniest things that I heard in 2023. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. You know the drill, you know the routine. Check your feelings at the door, and we are going to start off with Adam D. And for his sake, I hope he is ready to check his feelings at the door.
Ooh, sorry, bro. Oh.
So look, you know, there's this saying, right, about first impressions. First impressions are a lot like a tattoo, right? Tattoos are easy to get. They're very difficult to get rid of. In this first picture, it's not even in focus.
Or in frame.
Or in frame.
So I've started doing this new thing where I scan all the photos first before I dive in the off chance that this is a young individual.
I'm guessing.
And
if I had to
picture
guess.
number 4 makes me think this is a young individual.
You talking about from the pillow casings?
Bed.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that, but he's got some elite pieces. Like, if this is a young individual, this is a young individual where the parents are dumping a lot of money into his Transformers collection.
It gets progressively better as it goes, but then also look at these little ones, like the little, like, kind of got all those little ones. Like, I remember buying, like, Kingston those when he was, like, 5, you know?
Yeah.
So I think this is a kid's room, to which I say, look, if your parents got the dough to get you these high-end pieces, they also got the dough to get you some better furniture. You know?
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
that's kind of where we're at.
And I mean,
disagree. I was just going to say, first of all, he's got floating shelves, right?
Yeah,
His
and
parents
they
didn't
are
put them
some
up.
nice looking floating shells.
But they're not
And
bad, and they're positioned nice.
He has a Spider-Man comforter. Like, this is not a kid.
I agree.
And
It's not a
he
kid.
collects, you've got the G1 movie stuff, and he's got Beast Wars. This guy's in his 30s.
You
Okay,
think
well,
so, man?
now that we've guessed his age, I don't really understand where these first 2 pictures are coming from.
I don't either.
Right.
So this is before
It's
I
harder
started
without
saying,
seeing the
you make
space.
sure you send us a picture of the whole space. So we may just be at a loss for that. Like, I'll tell you, I try not to trash the whole thing, right? But the floating shelves and the way that he even stacked the kind of like shortest to tallest robots so they fit under the floating shelves and up and out of the floating shelves. And I think that's Lockdown. Like, I think that's
That's Unique Toys.
Perukill. Like,
Yeah, and that's Challenger.
yeah, that's Challenger also. Like, these are expensive pieces. But if you look at the way that he laid that out, like, that's how he should be approaching his whole collection. Because he can do that right? Like,
Yeah.
once you isolate that, right? Like, once you take away the first impressions, if we're to look at this picture with the bedspread where we think this might be a kid, and this is a Chug collection, but like, honestly, if you put the robots in the back on risers,
Yeah, I agree. I don't
that's
think
probably a
terrible.
pretty decent setup.
Right. Behind the bed you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that the movie bots on the floating shelves are great too.
Yeah.
It's
Except
just-
for Jazz. You can't have the...
why is he
standing there?
Yeah, why is he bending the knee to Daenerys?
I hate every one of those figures, man.
Yeah, me too. But do you think he's trying? Well, actually, I love that Perukill. I just hate the way it looks. It's hard to get a clear picture, but this looks.
No pun intended.
This looks. Yeah, that's true. It looks novice, but in the same breath, it's like where you have excelled is where you have big, long, open spaces. And I think you might need to curate your collection to match what seems to be your strength, which is big, long, open spaces.
Well, and because we really can't judge these first couple pictures because we can't see what's going on. Because it looks like, I mean, could that be cool? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I can't really
I think
tell.
maybe it's not cool because it's enclosed, it's tight, it's like he's not as skilled making something look good in that type of space as he is with these more open spaces.
Do you see how close the ceiling is to the bed? What?
It's a bunk
is
bed.
that?
It's a bunk bed.
Maybe so. Maybe it is like a loft and the pictures from the beginning are underneath it.
Yeah.
You know how like sometimes it'll have the thing on top?
Yeah.
That's a possibility, man.
Let's move on to the next one. This is Dennis. Dennis is working in a really tight spot here.
Whoa.
So once again, we have a similar situation here where you didn't provide us pictures of the full space. So it's really hard to judge what we're looking at. But I don't know why you felt it necessary to show me a picture of your closet with the boxes of the stuff, but you have
He's a toy in there.
but you have
It's got all the mask stuff in there.
he
It's
does
the
have the
flex.
mask stuff, and that is cool. But like, who is going to go in here and enjoy this?
I think he enjoys it quite often.
See, I think this is just him in the back of his head knowing that he has it. I don't think this is a way. There's a way to enjoy this.
That's a closet.
Right,
man.
right. I think he's like, hey, I also got this stuff too. Maybe it's him saying, look, I have this stuff too. Should I display this instead of the stuff I got on display? And the answer is yes.
No, this is a display. No, this is a display.
Whatever this prime is in the cube is cool. It's
Yeah,
just
that
no one
actually
can see
looks
it.
great.
Yeah.
But who's going to
This-
enjoy it?
Yeah, you can make a display work in a closet like this, but it has to be a display of figures, not boxes, not like this.
I think you can. If you're going to display the box, you just got to do it in a cooler way.
Yeah, even store your boxes. Like, that's a great place. A closet's a great place for it. But like, the fact that it was his first picture and what he sent says that there's a lot of pride in this, and like, this is not where the pride should be. So let's look at the collection. A collection that he did not present the entire space for, right? So it's almost next to impossible to judge it. But the first picture we got is of movie bots that are lit and look fine. I think these are Hasbro movie masterpieces.
And they're fine. They look good in there. Like, I think
They're fine.
they look fine. I mean, I personally just don't like this line, so I think like you have better figures.
Maybe he won't
that
take the stuff
would
in the closet out of the box.
No,
Yeah, that maybe.
This is one of those things, like, do you want me to judge the figures that you have? Because I don't think any of these figures are great.
No, that's not what we're judging.
Right.
I mean, I like the way they're laid out in the box, the single box.
Yeah.
I mean, I
'Cause
think I think the lighting looks kind of cool, and
Yeah, it's underlit. I think that looks good too. I do.
It's a good way to deal with
underlit
Bayformers.
as in from the bottom. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying it's underlit, like not lit
Bottom
enough.
lit.
No,
I was like,
no.
Okay, well,
lit.
let's get
No.
punchy about it.
No,
It's fine. It's fine as a photo. You know, could you make them look more interesting? Maybe, but you know what I mean. It's a small space that you're working with, and it's fine.
And then he sent a picture of the G1 movie bots, which once again, same situation, right? So let's not waste our time on it anymore. Let's look at the one picture that he has where you can see all three. We'll just skip to that with the TV in it.
On a tuxedo dresser.
Yeah. I think you have more interesting stuff you could put in these lit up cases. They're really cool. The lit up, it's like, because especially the way that you have these shelves, you have enough space to put stuff in, and you have these interesting shelves that I've never really seen before. And then you can showcase your best pieces in this light up stuff. And I think that Bayformer stuff isn't your best pieces. I think the Fans Toys stuff, while they're nice, don't look the greatest in this space. I think they would look better just kind of intermixed on the open shelves.
I hate this.
I
hate everything about it.
I think you have better stuff.
I hate everything about it. It seems like you just wanted us to rip into it. There's nothing here to talk about. You have a closet full of boxes, 2 boxes on shelves, and then a couple miscellaneous things scattered about on top. The best thing that you have here has nothing to do with your figures, and that's honestly what Robert had to talk about. Is the tuxedo little credenza with the TV that matches, and looks modern, it looks sharp, it looks clean, it looks well done.
This guy's closet is sad, because what makes it sad is it's not that he's storing boxes. These are all unopened figures. Look at that. He's got the MP08. He's got the original Skywarp, and he's got an MP11 Starscream, Soundwave. You know, he's got Fans Toys Hound. He's got MMC stuff, the Perfection series. Like, this guy has just left the stuff. He's got Transformers Prime First Edition.
I Spy. What else you see in there?
No, but I mean, Robert's making a good point.
Oh, sorry, Robert.
Like the Robert's making a good point. This dude has a ton of shit, and he's not bringing it out.
And then
he's letting it rot in this closet while he has these 2 weird boxes inside of 3 floating shelves, like, type of things. Like, it's just.
But he's a box collector. He's not going to open those. All these boxes are sealed.
Okay, well then find an interesting way to display the boxes, because this ain't it.
This doesn't do it. This looks like a storage closet. It plays like a storage closet with a weird Prime in a corner. That doesn't. Why is that Prime in his closet?
Yeah, that should be out there. It looks great. He's got the art.
thing.
He's got the art piece on top of it. It's phenomenal.
I think it's just hard to see this without seeing, do these shelves extend? Are there more boxes that he's going to fill in further down the wall?
I think I've seen enough. Let's move on to the next one. This is Joe D.
Joe D.
And Joe D has a lot of stuff. But
Whoa,
Whoa,
D.
Voltron.
But I don't hate this. I don't hate this. It's all G1 Transformers, G1 Voltron, G1 GoBots, G1 Turtles, G1 Thundercats, G1 He-Man. He's got the larger bots in the back, the middle bots in the middle, the smaller bots in the front.
He's got risers.
He's got risers.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot, but I don't hate this.
It's too much.
When this guy reaches for a figure, do you think he does it extremely carefully?
I mean, it looks dusted. I got to give it up that it looks clean. It doesn't look dirty. Like, it's somebody that cares and puts it all back in there.
He definitely
I think
cares. It's very meticulous, but
it's
still a lot.
I want to give.
So some things work, some things don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Robert. I cut you off.
I just want to give 3-4-year-olds a bag of Skittles and let them loose.
I think that it's the photo that zooms out where you see like all of the G1 collection with the Voltron. It's kind of like the whole space. That looks good zoomed out, because for some reason, even though everything's just stacked on these risers and they're all just in the same pose straight on, I know they're G1s, you can't really do much with it, but it does look good. It just looks like it's well cared for and you thought about how you should put them together. I do think that you have this even split between the Voltron stuff and the G1 stuff on the left, that whatever's on this bottom shelf, this like next to the Abominus, I think is that what that is? But whatever this blue black thing is behind the Voltron, it breaks up the space. Like, everything looks evenly divided, and that kind of throws me off a little bit. So I think just, especially on the Voltron, the cars in the front that you have, like these G1 cars, I just think you need a little bit more rearranging. It just seems it's really balanced on one side and then gets off balance on the other. So that throws me off.
Yeah, once again, we didn't get a full picture of the space, but like what I can see here, my guess is that he's working in a very small space and he's trying to showcase an 80s collection. And I think he did a pretty good job. There is something I want to pinpoint though. So he does have some of the more modern figures.
Yeah, and there's an MP collection.
So this is where I have mixed feelings. So then where I go from there is that you don't really know what you want this to be. You chose to kind of put the pictures in a theme, but maybe if you chose what you want this space to be, if you want it to be a kind of G1 retro thing, and you curated your collection to match that, you could spread them out a bit more, and then you would have something that probably looked better.
I feel like this is in a closet now, the more that I look about it.
Yeah, I
feel like
wouldn't
it's like
doubt
you have
that.
it. I don't know. For some reason, I like it more if it is in a closet. It's like, all right, you had the space, you made this kind of work. It's almost like trophies of like your childhood, and then you got into this other space. Again, it's not something that it's too much stuff. I think you could do something with it. It's not something that like I'm particularly interested in, but you've made it at least look presentable.
I can say this: it's the best GoBot collection we've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
He is very neat and meticulous, but that last picture, especially, like I can't even tell all those objects.
Yeah, it's too much.
In a pile.
It's too much.
But
once again, that's him introducing.
One begins and the other one ends.
100% agree with you. And part of the problem there is he's introducing a whole new thing into that space. So you might need to pick a lane.
Well,
pick a lane.
Funny?
If you're stricken to this space, if that's all you got, and that's fine, but you need to pick a lane.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's weird, but the OG stuff displays better.
It does. It's not, Robert, you're not wrong. But I think because you're limited, it can only stand there. You know what I mean? So you have no other choice.
More out of it.
Yeah, and there's
a lot of cool shit in here individually. Like the Voltron looks really cool.
And you know what though? It's like the OG stuff. It pulls at like my childhood heartstrings, where I'm like, oh, I want to play with that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, there's an archaic beauty to it.
Yeah, right. The older stuff. I'm like, oh, that's a cool figure, but I don't want to touch his. It's like,
oh my God, Robert would just be in there knocking everything over.
Oh, dude, you mad at Robert with his big paw trying to grab something from the back?
Oh, every time. That's my thing. Like the more I worry about hitting other things, the more likely I am to knock everything off my shelf.
But yeah, once again, another collection I wish I could see the whole thing of, but I think I've got my finger on what's going on there. Let's move on to the last one. This is from Nikitas, Nikitas.
Whoa, Nikitas.
Dark Horse.
Damn, there's a lot.
So
Bobby's look at you with that hoverboard in there. That's a flex, that hoverboard.
So
Bobby's
first of all,
let
me start with this. What an amazing space.
Well, this is like his whole space. I mean, that's his kitchen. Like this is like a...
I think it's a basement, and I think it's a secondary kitchen.
I thought it was a basement too. Yeah.
He's got a
I
kitchen
guess,
in
yeah,
his basement.
Just because of the way the ceiling looks, it looks like a basement.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing space to
Laura.
work in.
Laura.
And like
Bobby's
even
going to make you redo the whole basement now.
in that opening picture, look over to the fireplace. With the snake with the snake mountain under it.
I know, dude. I saw that and I was like,
absolutely
that
fantastic.
snake mountain looks so dope.
Absolutely
Dude, even
fantastic.
this Dragon Ball Z stuff is cool, and the way like these shelves look like they're gonna all tip over. There's a lot of good stuff in here.
What?
I'll tell you.
What are you talking about?
Like they're stacked not evenly. Like you'll see it when you get there. I want to say the one thing that doesn't work for me is all the X-Men on the top. It doesn't look as nice as everything else does.
So it doesn't look as nice to me either, but it still works for me.
Marvel.
It still works for me.
I feel like it might
where they
work better
belong.
for me if they didn't have those people on the second. Like if we kept them all in that in between the two. Do you know what I mean? If we didn't have anybody standing on the top.
Yeah, what
bar.
bothers me more about it is that duct work that falls down halfway through, and then you only see half of them to more later on. But like,
He's got a bar down there too.
But damn, you got this lit up like right, and
Yeah.
like look at even where we put the Seekers like up in the ceiling above the MP stuff.
He's got a cat. The second to last photo, he has a cat.
I just like how clean it is. It just feels clean in there.
He likes turtles. You guys would like him. He likes turtles.
his turtle setup is great. He's got backdrops. They're all lit.
I wonder what's behind this door.
Oh, the double doors there.
Yeah, what's in there?
Yeah,
Boiler room.
magic.
So my guess.
Oh no, you know what it is? It's a
utility.
Murphy bed. That's the bed. It's the Murphy bed.
Oh, it is because there's the top
If you look
things.
if you look at the photo, it's the bed
Good
that pulls
eye.
down. Yeah, that's cool.
This is this dude's apartment. This is it's an apartment. It's a basement level apartment, and he's a single dude making good money. Doesn't need a woman. That's what's going on.
Need a woman.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not mad
I
at this.
spotted the cat.
His masterpiece collection, once again, just talk about Transformers for a bit. It's too crowded. They're all jammed in there. There's some shelves that work better than others. Like I think the shelf with Galvatron and Unicron and all that works pretty well. The top shelf with all of the combiners and stuff work well. But when you get into like the Ultra Magnus shelf, that's okay, but there's not room for anything else. You get into the Optimus Prime shelf, it's too crowded. The shelf below it with Megatron, too crowded. Dinobot shelf works well.
You know,
You can
Bobby, I
just
gotta
tell-
tell you.
that corner is the corner you can tell he doesn't care. Like look at the boxes and the totes and stuff. Like I think that's the least cared for space in this whole thing.
I like Unicron displayed in planet form.
Well, he has
Yeah, me
that
too,
too,
but
doesn't
not right there.
He has that too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. It's in that masterpiece photo.
Yeah,
that
but he
you
has,
just,
but he has two Unicrons.
He's got the Zeta, right?
He's got the Zeta on the shelf,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's got
Smart.
and then he's got the Unicron on the bar.
I think
He's got all those
like,
graphic novels. Why can't he mix them around with the figures?
I don't
To
think he
just give
needs
it-
to. Like, look at how the figures. Like, are you talking about the Transformers? Because like the Transformers are the least kind of curated. But like you see like the Dragon Ball Z, he's got this graphic novels down at the bottom. But the Dragon Ball Z stuff in and of itself in those little boxes looks good.
With comic art behind it.
Yeah.
There's
that
a
was-
photo-
I'm talking about the Transformers.
Yeah, the Transformers are the weakest link, per usual.
I think these like shadow box things,
Mm-hmm.
they're a cool idea. I don't think we've seen anybody do that. Have we?
Are you talking about-
Where the turtles and
Oh yeah.
I like
So,
Yeah, they
like
it
it
works
a lot.
really well.
Broken up, they're each individual things.
No,
Listen.
that's smart. One of our challenges with displays is we have more depth than we actually should have, and it affects so many. We put too many things on a shelf because of it, because we have the space, and it affects lighting. It's crowded, you know.
I think these little shadow
And even
boxes
just with
are
the
cool.
the Dragon Ball Z, I didn't even just notice it now. It's like a white
cool.
shelf and a black shelf, and it shouldn't work because it's two different color furniture right next to each other, but it does. Like you just don't notice it.
Yeah, that one that's
Like-
split halfway.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah,
So
it's
yin-yang.
crazy.
Yin yang.
Just a lot of good stuff. I think that works. Like this is a person that has an eye for some kind of detail.
Yeah, I love this. I love
Yeah,
this.
me too.
I love this. I think he could clean this space up a bit, like the boxes off the floor and the totes. There's like random totes and like, and you know what I mean? Like, I think he could clean this space a bit and have it look a little bit more presentable. But I think he's got a great space. He's done interesting stuff with it. It's lit. He's got backdrops. He's got a wide variety of things, mixed media, et cetera, et cetera. He's taken advantage of it. Like,
What's with the bag of garbage?
that's what I'm saying is like, he could have just cleaned the space up a bit. Like,
No,
Right before showcasing the photos.
and like, not for nothing, like even that couch setup he has, it's like a chaise lounge with an L-shaped couch with like, it's just interesting.
Right.
You know, like, Well done. Yeah, but tidy it up, and I'm on board. Great. Fantastic.
So
I love this.
So he's a single dude living in a garden level apartment, and this is what he did. He's living a life.
Well,
don't need a woman.
Or this is a basement. I think this is a basement.
It's large.
Yeah, I do too.
It's huge. But I think
you look at the photo, looking over the back of the couch, you can look down and you see where that even goes way deeper. Like, so you zoom in, there's like a bathroom all the way back there, and it looks like that goes down another hallway.
Yep.
Well, this dude's a baller.
Yeah, this dude's
got
a
that baller money. Clean up this mess.
Yeah, take a trash out with all that money. Pay somebody to take the trash out. He painted all those open spaces and the floor joists and everything. Like,
and a hamster on ice.
Freezer burn chicken cutlet.
Little clay paw prints.
Oh, God.
A remote control ambulance.